You are now listening to Wild Talk. Wild Talk is the podcast that discusses the LA Wildcats of the XFL and all Los Angeles sports. Produced by Alex Cauldron. With your hosts, Chris Rico and Gabriel Montoya. You are now engaged in Wild Talk. Boys, get talking.
And welcome to Wild Talk. It is the best podcast on earth. I don't care what you say.
Fuck all y'all.
Big facts.
Come and see me outside. I'll be outside of Manhattan Beach. Whoop whoop.
Don't
Big
say it.
trust.
Nah, come on,
whoop,
man.
Whoop.
We about it.
I didn't know you were repping Baltimore Ravens. That's
Now-
good. That's good.
Whoop.
Now we're gonna introduce
Big
the
trust.
coming
Come
to
see me.
the mic, the best podcast host, Gabriel Montoya.
Guys, today's going to be rough.
Without his Ravens hat,
Mm-hmm.
he ain't about that big trust. I would have worn it just to, if I was you, I would have worn it.
You know what? I put that
Just to
thing
be
in my
like,
backpack.
I'm still repping him.
You know, it takes some time. It takes some time. Some things take longer than normally. Like I'm a guy, I bounce back right away.
Yeah, the healing process.
This, I'm stuck in like purgatory. Like I don't know what I feel.
Can I be honest with you?
No,
You're being selfish.
I just
Because
said I
you
don't care
guys
what
just
you feel.
won the Super Bowl, like
God.
in your lifetime, and they've already won it twice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they've been in the playoffs every fucking year.
Almost.
And that one year they didn't make it, you guys were choosing if you wanted to fire your coach.
Yeah, I mean it was 3 years in a row, but 4 years.
So-
So who's counting?
Like, Alex never gets this. And this probably will never happen in his lifetime again.
Nah.
And you,
It already happened with Dyson.
Yeah, I was 1 yard away from the Super Bowl.
But you guys also have had some playoff runs before, so.
Yeah, I mean we had the 1 year with Kerry Collins.
but this year they had the MVP, King Henry.
He is not the MVP.
He
Shut
literally
up.
is the MVP.
This is so
bro.
stupid. Oh my God.
He is the MVP of the playoffs for
Yo.
sure. 100%.
But
100%.
Gabe, in your
There's
defense,
no such thing.
in your defense, the Packers won today, and it took all my joy. I hate the Packers more than I like the Titans.
I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
I'm not even a Titans fan, but I
I
just
know
like
you're
my
not.
prediction.
So besides football, how was y'all weekend, Rico?
Went surfing today
For the first time on your
for
new
the
board?
first time. Yep, on my new board.
How was that?
I didn't catch a single wave.
I caught feelings, not waves.
Yeah.
Catch waves, not feelings.
I got my ass beat by the water, and that's it. And I had a dope ass burrito in the morning after that.
What beach did you go to?
You had a dope what?
Porto, a really good burrito.
Oh,
you
burrito.
went to
Yeah.
Porto?
I went to El Porto. It was fun.
Oh, you should hit me up. But I had breakfast with you.
I don't know where that's at.
It's Manhattan Beach.
Oh, okay.
It's like
It's bougie.
basically
No,
like
it's-
down Rosecrans. Rosecrans is in like between Rosecrans and Dockweiler.
Oh, I know.
It's before
okay.
you get to
I
that
know where
shit
Dockweiler's at.
factory.
Yeah.
I actually just learned why they called the city El Segundo. Because that refinery was the second one that built in California, and it was called El Segundo.
What, is Chevron a Latin American company?
No, that was because it was second refinery.
Because I don't know if you know this, but El Segundo is Spanish for a whale's
Bruh.
vagina.
How about you, Gabe? What did you do this weekend?
Well, I didn't watch any sports.
How was it overseas?
I took a boat to an island.
He was on a boat.
He was on the deep seas.
I was, you know what? You got to stop doing that. Unless you
By the way, this doesn't just mean
Yeah.
everybody does this.
yeah, okay.
Come see him, bro.
You
He's
never
about
did
it.
that in your life until, well, actually, that's not true. I don't even want to go there. But no, I took a boat
Come
to
see
an
me.
island. I went to Catalina, went on a hike, spent some time with 24 women.
Your life is awesome.
Actually, I should say girls because they're underage minors, and
Nope.
don't be weird, but I'm one of their coaches. So we went to Catalina, did some team bonding, did some dart playing. I won 3 out of the, I think, like 7 or 8 games we played in darts. Me and other people.
You guys do like trust falls and shit?
No, we did a hike.
How was the weather?
Perfect. But it was a little cold, but it was perfect. Like sunny every day.
Yeah.
No rain. At night it was cold, but it was good. Like you couldn't ask for anything more in January. You got to get lucky on Catalina because normally it's cold or it's raining.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So we got lucky. Last year we got even more lucky. It was like in the 70s in January.
Damn.
And this weekend it was like 65 was the high, I think.
It's not bad.
So it was really good. But we had a great time. Dinner, good food. There's only like 3 bars on the island, so I went to the same bar every night. Actually, I went to all 3 bars, but the 2 nights I went to the same bar because it's the only one with games.
Was it crowded, the bars?
Yeah, they're crowded. Well, that one's crowded because it's the only one with games. So people are there shooting pool. People are there playing. Nobody's playing darts except for us when we come in. But the crazy thing is like everybody knows everybody on the island. So we went with someone who's from the island, and they're saying hi to literally everyone there. They're like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you," and this and that and the other thing. So
They're Catalonians?
yeah, they're Catalonians, and they speak Catalonian.
Yep, those
Catalanes.
Catalonians, man. Did you brush up on it or no?
Yeah. How are you guys?
And
doing
there's
today?
there's a cool documentary about Catalina on Netflix. It's called Two Catalonians. It's about it's about the island trying to secede from California.
Stupid. As soon as you said 2 Catalonians, I was like, "Oh heck no." This spot is brought to you by product placement.
Were you bitter after the loss?
What loss? What are we talking about?
The
here?
loss.
The Lakers loss?
No, the loss.
They didn't lose. The Ravens loss?
Yeah.
All right, are we going to do that now?
Yeah, express your feelings.
I mean, do you want to go into the playoffs now? Do you want to do it first or like last?
You're the producer, man.
Okay, let's go into before we go into LA sports. Let's talk about the playoffs, but let's start with the other games. What did you guys? Who watched the Niners against the Vikings? I did.
I didn't watch it, but I already knew that was going to be a
That
blowout.
was my warm up.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
See, Alex, I told you. I know last week
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I picked the Vikings and I was
Yeah.
wrong. I was dead wrong.
Because the matchup was and they're going to do the same thing to the fucking Packers.
Yeah. The NFC was supposed to be this big old thing halfway through the season, and we're looking at it like no one's even close to the 49ers.
Nope, not even close.
The 49ers killed the Vikings.
Murked them.
And it wasn't even close. Like, dude, they were playing games on defense. Like, they were like, all right, you get the next one. You get the next one. They were like playing tag with Kirk Cousins. Like the one guy didn't even tackle him. He just tapped him on his shoulder, and the other guy came and tackled him. He's like, gotcha.
It's like, you get a sack.
Joey, like Bosa almost hurt his ankle really bad, and he pops up and he starts like dancing to the whole stadium, and they're chanting his name. He's like, yeah. They're already they killed him. They were.
Yo, is that it for Mike Zimmer?
I don't think so.
Because Mike Zimmer's looking like Marvin Lewis.
But
or Bill O'Brien.
You know, they have a really good team. The Vikings do. But Kirk Cousins, he's not it.
I mean, it started off well for them.
But they're looking, they're looking like the Texans. Like we'll talk about them later. But they're looking like the Texans every year. It's the same shit.
Yeah, but maybe
it's going to be the same thing with the Packers.
But why can't it, they got killed by the 49ers. But what if Garoppolo goes down?
By the way, the Niners,
they don't need to blow it up.
It wasn't the offense that was the problem with the Niners.
No, it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vikings run game was non-existent. The pass game was non-existent.
They played out of character.
Yeah,
they're a running team, just like the Ravens played out of character.
But how are you going to run against that defense?
That's what happens when you go down and score. You do bullshit plays and you got to catch up.
Yeah. But the Vikings were playing like that when it was still a close game. When they were tied, they were throwing the ball on first down. I'm like, this isn't them. They've been running the ball all season.
What I think is the Vikings were scared to run on that defense.
I think so too.
And you can't be. You have to be yourself, and you have to keep pounding and make openings.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't. They either maybe Cook got hurt again or something, and they didn't want to. They were iffy. But I mean, look at Ingram. He was hurt and he's still going in. Or they outcoached themselves.
Yeah, and you look at their wide receivers. There was already controversy this year, right, with Cook and Thielen and Rudolph, and they were complaining basically about their touches. Come playoff time, what happened? He's turned into a thrower because I don't know. Maybe the coach or the franchise had a talk with the coach. And
I mean, nothing's going to happen. It's still going to be the same group next year.
I mean, Diggs was crying in the wild card round for not having any touches, and he's winning.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you're in the game. You just care about your touches,
right?
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's kind of over for those guys, man.
What about the today. Green Bay against Seattle. It looked like Green Bay was killing them. Seattle came back a little bit, but too little too late.
Is feisty, a scrappy ass team.
But Marshawn, big beast mode with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they're scrappy. I like them. We got robbed of a good fucking NFC battle because of fucking shitty ass Green Bay. That's not gonna do anything. They're not. They have nothing that stylistically can beat the Niners.
Just one guy.
Which is one guy. They have Aaron Jones is a shit running back, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I think the Niners are gonna roll.
Oh yeah, I'm calling that one like 49-6. I don't think he can even score a touchdown.
Do the Packers? So the Packers have no chance.
Zero chance. I'm gonna look stupid next week if by some reason they win. I don't see it happening at all. I can.
If the 49ers play like they played this weekend, ain't nobody beating them.
So why did the Seahawks lose today?
The Seahawks are like the Seahawks Packers battle is always back and forth.
I think,
and they almost won it too. So it wasn't necessarily like
the Seahawks. The Seahawks, they do something good. They know how to win close games. They're always in games.
They can match against you.
That's the problem. Yeah. They hardly ever blow you out. They also leave you in the game, which is a problem. Like today, that they let the Green Bay get up because basically they feel like they can still come back on anyone or they can win it at the end. But it's a dangerous game.
All right, so continuing our pick 'em. I picked did I pick the Seahawks? I picked the Seahawks too, right?
Yeah. I think we picked Seahawks for the road game.
Yeah,
the road team.
So
win.
we were all 0 for 3.
No, I think somebody picked the Packers.
I didn't. I don't know.
I'll go back and listen. But
it might have been me, and not to say that, but because I had a feeling it was going to be the Packers.
But I for sure got the Vikings wrong. So who do you guys got on the NFC Championship game?
Niners.
I call Niners as well. So Texans and Chiefs today. That was a crazy game.
That was again. Is Bill O'Brien like those? The Vikings and the Texans really have to think about their coaching staff, man.
I mean, I was talking to
I feel bad for JJ Watt too.
I was talking actually in our group chat with Rico's 2 brothers-in-law that the Texans do not know how to maintain the lead, and it's funny because when we talk soccer, we talk a lot about being able to hold on, being able, hold the play, being able to kill the clock in certain areas, and then when you do lose the ball, have it lost in areas where it's going to take. It's not going to be easy for them to score. The Texans didn't do that. The Texans basically grabbed the lead and they were playing like they're behind.
Yep. And you can't do that with the Chiefs because if you let the Chiefs get hot,
no, you can't.
Yeah, because it's like because I've watched them all season, right? And I even said it on that chat. I was like, the Chiefs come in spurts, like they'll like kick ass for like, and they'll score like literally like 28 points in like 5 minutes, and then be silent for a long while, and then come back, and they don't. So if you let them get hot.
So it's 21-0. They decided to go for it on 4th down They decided to go for it on 4th down in their own half by faking a punt.
But Bill O'Brien's known for that.
Yeah, but he fails. But you're in your own half. I mean, you have to play smart. You have to play management when you have that lead, and the team is desperate to put in points for the half.
Yeah.
Even let's just say you get a punt. Let's just say you land. It's a touchback. And your defense has been going in and out. You still have time at least. Hey, for one series, we'll go prevent. We'll put in a couple bench players, gives people some rest, rotate. But no, now you're giving them great field position, and now you have to have your starters there. And then their defense was on the field too much, and they weren't trying to. Hey, let's play the field position game, because you know what? If your defense is tired and you could pit them in, inside the 20, you have at least a series or two to be able to bring some people in, get some people some rest. But he didn't. They were winning and playing on the back on the back foot. Like they were like playing like they were losing.
Man, you really hate the Texans, huh?
No, it's just like when I saw the 21-0 score, I was like, okay, this is. They could essentially kill the game if they know how to play right.
Yeah.
Just
Bill O'Brien's a shit coach, man.
The thing is, when we were watching the Patriots Titans, I said I don't care if the Titans or the Patriots don't score in the second quarter. We could.
We said that.
I didn't mind.
we
I
literally
didn't
vocally
mind
said that,
winning
yeah.
by 1 point and not scoring at all. If the Titans could go in there and manage the clock, kill the clock, and effectively put them on offense where they can't score, I would have been happy. Now the Texans gave them field position, gave them the
I see what you're saying. They killed themselves then.
No, it's not even killing yourself. It's putting yourself in positions to lose. Like you're not giving your defense any help.
Yeah,
that was bad coaching.
Dude, I'm telling you,
it was really bad coaching.
I'm telling you, they can't go in next year with Bill O'Brien. Pick up Urban Myers, try to pick up somebody else, but you can't. You can't go in there with that squad, that talented of a squad, with Bill O'Brien.
You know what, man? Deshaun Watson needs better receivers.
Well, again, when you don't have Will Fuller, he wasn't in today either, was he?
No, he was.
He was?
What? The dude that looks
DeAndre
like
Hopkins.
The dude that looks like a
DeAndre hasn't done much all season.
I know, but if you list the 5 top wide receivers in the
and on
league,
top of that,
he shouldn't be anymore. Not after this year.
for the whole year
After this year, man.
or the playoffs? Are you looking at the playoffs?
I mean, even the whole year.
they should have picked up AB, and they should have traded for a running back. They have zero running game.
There's a reason why nobody picked up AB.
I know that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, there was ways they could have made themselves be like favorable.
I mean, there was a tale of two Texans. There was the team that was rolling, and then the team after that fake punt. They never recovered, and then they never got the momentum back. That was the thing. Once the momentum swings, you have to do things to be able to minimize damage. And like in the NBA, what do? People call timeouts, right? People call timeouts. You find what you have to kill them. Momentum is a real thing, man. Energy is a real thing. But adrenaline spikes, they wear out. You have to be able to manage it, and the Texans didn't. They kept putting the Chiefs in positions to win. And mind you, the Chiefs did what they had to do. The Chiefs could have came in and could have made mistakes, but they didn't. Mahomes came in and, dude, 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes?
Yeah, he was freaking ridiculous.
But
that shows you how explosive they are. That plays into their hands when you're going 3 and out, and then you're not even running the ball, you're not killing clock, you're not they didn't do anything to help themselves. The Texans did.
And I think I forgot the guy's name, but one of the linebackers, he got injured. He went out, and he was the guy one of the guys covering Kelsey. They couldn't cover Kelsey. Mm-hmm. They couldn't do it. They couldn't go man and cover Kelsey.
Yeah, they were playing like almost shallow prevent deep. They were playing the zone defense around the goal line, and it's like you either gotta go after Mahomes and not give him any time and hope that he beats your man coverage. There's the other option is it's not worth, like, he can pick you apart with his legs and then his throwing on the run, and then he's got all these wide receivers who are super fast, quick, talented, run good routes. Like, you have to get to Mahomes, and I felt like they sat back and were just basically like, oh, he's gonna have to beat us. Like, I don't know what they thought. He's gonna have to score 1 touchdown at a time, and time's gonna run out. But then they contradicted that by the way they were playing offense, and then it was like. It was basically like a shallow prevent, because you know how they give up all these chunk yardage in the middle, and then they get to the red zone, and it's almost like, oh well, he's not going to score now. Like, this is where we make our stand. No, you got to make it earlier, dude. I think they were so worried about the deep ball that they just were willing to give up anything underneath, and he just tore them apart. And once he got in a rhythm, and his wide receivers got in a rhythm, and Kelsey, bro, it was a wrap. They just couldn't stop him.
They have so many weapons, dude.
It's crazy.
Dude,
they reminded everybody today that they have so many weapons.
Titans can whip their ass.
Before in taking hubris out, joking out, we played them not too long ago.
Yeah.
Both teams, going in. This is what I was scared of. I said that the Chiefs needed this bye. They were the ones that needed it more than the Patriots, because they after they lost to the Titans, they kind of went on a skid and started playing like shit. They needed a little break. I think they got healthier, which every team does. I mean, they got healthier and they came back firing. But man to man, straight up. I mean, we beat them 2 years ago in the playoffs. Styles make fights. For us. I'm not saying the Texans are a better team, but to play against us,
no, I said that.
I would rather play the Chiefs than the Texans, because we match up really well against the Chiefs.
Like the Chiefs are always good off the bye.
I mean,
Andy Reid is.
We beat him head up.
He still hasn't lost off of a bye, right?
We beat him head up. We beat him heads up.
Yo, but looking back in hindsight, that Texans trade when they traded,
he has, because
Clowney.
He's lost Super Bowls after a bye.
Oh yeah, to Seahawks.
Yeah, now you kind of look at it because Clowney killed it with the Seahawks today,
great.
And then
He played great all
if
season.
they would have had Clowney on
Mahomes.
on Mahomes today, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. You're actually looking at like a shitty organization.
I mean, you know what? Shout out to the Chiefs. I mean, for actually like keeping their composure and come back firing. They could have easily gotten to a slump.
Yeah.
I mean, but they didn't. They
don't
believed.
they don't have an answer for King Henry next week.
Well, nobody does right now until they do. So we'll see what's up.
Look at this. Stop it, Gabe.
They don't have an answer for him right now. The answer for him is keep him off the dang field.
Yeah, but
I mean, yeah, he's playing. His confidence has probably risen so much.
The whole line. We'll talk about that right now.
Moving to the Texans Ravens game.
Yerp.
And if you guys remember last week,
Oh, this mic doesn't make noise. Boom, boom.
About that.
Oh,
Big trust. Woo, woo. King Henry in the flesh. Woo, woo.
you know what, man?
Whoop whoop.
Everybody. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody was crowning the Ravens as the next Super Bowl champions. Everybody was saying,
even the odds, the Vegas odds were ridiculous.
mm-hmm.
I think it was like 9.5, right?
everybody was saying they're going to be champions. But you know what?
Yep.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no.
Nope, Gabe. Not today.
Oh my God. This whole
Not today.
Not a single podcast has ever had sound effects, noise, and then all of a sudden his team beats mine and he's bringing in all the stops.
I figured it out.
Oh my God.
It is what it is, man.
Hey, I'm not the one that said, no, I'm not.
You
no.
sat here last week confidently. Oh no, I know we got this in the bag and this,
I said I don't fear them. Like I'm not worried about them.
You
Well, you know
should have
what?
had some fear, man.
You know what? He's right though. Like I'll be honest, he that's the right stance to take. That was the correct stance. He shouldn't. He was the number one team going in, number one seed. He shouldn't have been scared. I was the one who was nervous because I was playing the best team.
Dude, it's funny because I think also that even the Ravens themselves look past it because
I can't do this. I quit.
Because Earl Thomas, he also was talking shit. He goes, "Oh, we'll see the Niners in the Super Bowl."
He also said.
But when did he say that?
Tannehill shouldn't throw it.
This was before.
When they beat
After
the
the
Niners.
Niners. After the Niners game, yeah.
I mean, you can't talk shit like that, man.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
But I honestly don't think that they underestimated the Titans. I think that the Titans came in, like, what's that saying? Like, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think the Titans came in and they punched them square in the mouth. And I think that, okay, so something small, really out of character, how I knew it was not going to be a good day for Lamar Jackson. I swear to God, you can ask my boy about this. We were watching the game on Catalina. Lamar Jackson throws that ball to Andrews off of his fingers, intercepted. Lamar Jackson goes and tackles the guy out of bounds. They threw the personal foul flag, which is bullshit, by the way. That was a horrible call. He said he grasped him from the helmet. He didn't. He had him around the shoulders.
That was a horse collar.
No. They didn't call a horse collar.
He grabbed him around the neck.
No, they didn't call that, and that's not what happened. What he
that
did.
was almost a force choke by
No,
Darth
it
Vader.
was not a force choke.
Go on.
So, anyways, he goes to the sideline, right? The play's over. They throw the penalty. Lamar goes to the sideline, and he's kind of like laughing about how much of a joke it was sitting down. And I swear to God, I looked at the TV. I said, dude, Lamar, that's not you. Why are you laughing? You must be so nervous right now. My boy was right there. He's like, oh, tell him, Gabe.
Yeah.
You better get him ready right now. And sure enough, just like a super uncharacteristic day. Like even he worked his ass off to get them back in that game. You could see him trying everything. Like he took sole responsibility to try to get them back in that game, and he just couldn't do it. But it was the plays like on fourth down where he panicked. And you could see, like, as a young player, he's panicking. He runs to the right side. He cuts it back to the left behind the line when it's up. The line is converging on each other. It's just not a smart play.
So you think the stage is too big for him?
I think
and
that
he just reverted to his old habits?
No, I think that because last year he put so much responsibility on himself as far as he took full responsibility for losing last year.
Yeah.
That this year, once they got down, he's like, shit, like, I need to do this on my own. Mark Andrews is hurt. Boyle got hurt during the game. Ingram re-injured his calf in the first half, and everyone's looking at him. If you look at Andrews' like eyes and people's eyes when they come in the huddle, they're looking at Lamar like, bro, save us. Like we're spiraling out of control. That fool had 59 throws.
Yeah.
And he had all these running plays and he's trying to do it himself. And I just think that Harbaugh didn't do a good job of reeling him in and talking to him. If you see him when they're winning games, when Lamar Jackson goes to the sideline, Harbaugh's the first person there. He's talking to him. He's saying, good job. He's saying, hey, do this next time, blah, blah, blah. You watch all the camera shots of Lamar Jackson this time in this game, He's going to the bench, sitting by himself.
Yeah, with his helmet on.
Yeah, nobody's talking to him. Or he takes it off. He takes it off.
His body language was horrible the whole game.
It was just so.
I think he was John
nervous.
Harbaugh knew, because there was a time when the camera was on John Harbaugh and his face was like, I don't know.
I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Similar to what Gabe said, I was watching the game. My friend D, I was telling her after the pick, and he went to go make that tackle. I mean, look, he didn't grab his helmet when I saw the replay, but there was malice in his heart when he was making that tackle. He really wanted to get that tackle. He was pissed off that he threw that pick. Yeah. And when he got up, like you could see, kind of like, you know how sometimes when you're mad, you like kind of like get discombobulated. Yeah. One of his linemen picked him up, was rubbing kind of his chest, and like you could see his face, his eyes for a second. He didn't look right, and that's why I told my friend D, I was like, dude, Lamar shook. Either he took a hard hit. Going down, because the quarterback's fair play. Once somebody took a cheap shot on him, or he's like out of it because he did. And when I watched the replay, I was like, you know what? He went down clean. No one hit him from behind. He shook.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I felt like so much better. And he did, like, if you look at the stats, he didn't play a bad game, but a lot of that was playing catch up.
Well, throwing an interception is a bad game for Lamar because he was. If anybody had the least interceptions.
I mean, that first one wasn't necessarily his fault. I mean, it wasn't the perfect placement, but it went off somebody's hands.
It was Andrews.
If you go,
but Andrews' ankle is hurt, and that's why, like, if you watch,
Andrews did dumb shit all game. Yeah, dude. There was one that I guess he just hit him in the chest.
Yeah,
like he wasn't even paying attention to the ball.
Yeah, Andrews was not 100%, and unfortunately, that's his best receiver. Yeah, and he just he was a little bit off. But I honestly think, like, watching the game the whole time, I'm like, dude. In the trenches, the Titans are kicking our ass. Like in the offensive line and the defensive line. Oh my God,
they're gonna do that to Kansas City, bro.
Their offensive line was ridiculous, opening up holes for Henry. Like, yeah, Henry had some yards after contact, but if you don't hit Henry behind the line of scrimmage, your secondary can't bring him down. You can't. You can only angle him to another defender and try to gang tackle him.
And on top of that, their lineman is good going to the second phase. So like they line up, they hit the D line. You better watch out because they're moving fast.
One thing about Henry, and one thing that gets you is, okay, let's just say our offensive line starts losing battles. Like they tackled them for losses a couple of times. Yeah. There was a couple of times there was some really good plays on Henry.
Maybe like one or two. A
couple of times where he just went like 1 yard or whatever. But once that starts happening, I have never seen a guy that big run a toss that well. Like I would never throw a toss to a running back that big because they don't have the speed to hit that corner. Mm-hmm. But Henry hits that corner like no one I've ever seen.
The one time when he was about to hit the cone in the corner, and it took two defenders.
Oh, yeah. Humphreys stood him up, though. Good. That was a good tackle.
I know, but it was like that's he has the speed, he has the power. Like, there's just no answer for that guy.
But what's the best way to tire a lineman out, a D lineman out, is make him run laterally, make him chase somebody. That's true. So once you hit that, once you hit those tosses or that counter he had where he came into the guard and then he saw the holes in there, so he went outside. Like that's what you do.
And on top of that, he threw the first throwing touchdown.
Yeah.
Passing touchdown, nice, bro. Come on,
that was amazing.
Play. He does everything.
That was a nice play.
He's MVP.
The thing is, after the game, Lamar said the Titans didn't do anything special. We beat her. Basically said we beat ourselves. I don't necessarily agree with him.
I'd say it's both.
I don't necessarily agree with him.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say, yeah, I disagree with what he's saying about the Titans. I'd say the Titans did do something special, and the Ravens beat themselves.
Yeah, and they didn't answer.
I don't think the Ravens. I think the reason the Ravens made mistakes is because they're not used to playing behind.
Now, Gabe.
They made
that's such a stupid theory by people who say that. I swear to God, it's so stupid. When it's like, they need to get behind in order to see what type of team they are. Like, if they're always winning, they don't need to be behind.
Hey, but
well, the thing is, but if in the NFL, when you're behind, you start throwing more.
Yeah, but
everybody does, right?
But they've been behind this year.
Against who?
Against the Patriots. And they've been behind. Like, they've been behind in games. But the problem was that they haven't been down by multiple scores.
But the Patriots weren't going to outscore them, though.
But you don't know that.
Dude, they hadn't.
I know that the Ravens were a team that found ways to win, just like the Niners. Different ways to win. I guarantee.
They haven't trailed since week 8 in the second half.
Yeah, but that's not. But that's the second half. But the point is that you can't say like, we don't know a team until they get down by 2 scores. Like, well, if they're not getting down by 2 scores, then obviously they're a really good team. Like, you need to see if they can come back. Okay,
I'm not saying they didn't know themselves. I'm just saying like they went to a pass all and then Lamar tried to do it all by himself because they were behind.
Yeah.
If they weren't behind, if it was closer, maybe it would have been different. But he tried to put the team on his shoulders.
Yeah,
he did. I mean, he was doing these huge runs, but then there's only so much you can do that. right? If your receivers aren't, if you're not trusting receivers, they aren't catching.
The only one who was on was Brown, and he got hurt. He got his neck thing.
The Hollywood Brown.
Yeah,
Hollywood Brown.
But those throws to Brown, they were ridiculous, and the space for windows were so small. And Lamar was throwing some dimes, and then some a little bit behind his receivers, but his receivers didn't help him more often than they did. And I think that's something that maybe they'll address in the offseason, but I just don't see a receiver wanting to come to Baltimore because 75% of the plays are blocking plays.
I was going to say, who's up for contracts as far as key players?
The point I want to make about the D is to beat this Ravens team, it's not about doing something special or making you guys do things. It's about being able to stay patient, stay organized. Because, look, Lamar, he's going to beat you on these runs. And you can't do anything about it, but it's the other plays where you have to
he still ran all over the Titans.
Yeah, where you have to stay home. You have to be really good when he passes, and you have to stay home on the plays where the run designs.
Well, he literally still ran all over the Titans.
Oh, he did.
Bro,
he put guys on skates.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong though, is in this respect that you do have to do something special. The first touchdown they scored, they got an interception off Lamar Jackson. They come down. Ryan Tannehill throws a ball that's probably not a very good throw. The dude one hand catches it behind the defender.
It was a miracle catch. It was.
But that's not the defense doing anything special.
They intercepted him. They put him in a good spot to win it or to go.
Oh yeah, I'm saying, but that was a mistake.
That's all three phases.
But you have to do something special. That first special play caught him up. Then what's the next thing that happens? They win the ball. They stop him on 4th and 1 and get field position on the 45. That's something special. Then Tannehill throws a special ball down the field. The guy makes a ridiculous diving catch in the end zone for a 45-yard touchdown. That's the second one. Third one, they stop him again. They come back down. Derrick Henry does something special. They run that play. He tosses over top. That's 3 special plays on both sides of the ball. Like, you had to do that. And everyone watching is like, except for Titans fans, everyone watching is like, what the hell? Like, they're down big time. Like, oh shit, like this is about to go down.
Also, the game was still close for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the game was
close the whole time.
Yeah.
Even in the fourth quarter, I was not.
They in the fourth quarter when they were in the red.
It could have been 20-28.
They were down 14 points.
I know.
And they would have scored that first one 4:45.
No, they're down by 16 points.
Well,
they're down by 16.
But with the 2-point conversion,
that was 2 scores.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I never felt comfortable because their offense is so explosive.
Oh, agreed.
And we went into all the 3-and-out mode.
Yeah,
we're just gonna waste time. I hate that, but whatever. You have to, I guess.
Well, that's their game. They were doing it all game and it was working, and then all of a sudden it wasn't working. So because the Ravens were like, they finally woke up like, oh shit, we need to make some stops. Like,
well, at that point, you gamble, right? You're like, hey, we're gonna gamble. The Titans are trying to
argue. I'm gonna go to the restroom, bro.
Okay. But it was also ball protection. They're like, hey, make the runs, but make sure you don't fumble.
You're gonna argue. Hey, I'm sorry. You're gonna place your bets. The Titans are just going to go all run because they want to kill the clock. We're gonna hey, if they want to beat us with the pass, beat us with the pass.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop Henry.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I get what you're saying. I've seen our secondary all year. I think we have a special secondary. I think we have a good. I mean, look how good. I mean, I think we have good players. At the same time, I do. I mean, everybody was talking shit about Lamar last night. He's a young kid, man.
Yeah. The line. I'm telling you, the defensive line did a number on the Ravens offensive line that hasn't been done to them all season. We got the best offensive line. I swear to God, our offensive line so good. And you guys totally exploited that. And like, there was never a time where Lamar, no, I shouldn't say never. There was limited times where Lamar felt comfortable in the pocket. That he didn't know where the pressure was coming from, like on that strip sack, right? He felt the pressure. He didn't feel the pressure initially. Then he felt the body. Then he stepped forward and he didn't know the other guy was collapsing. Strip sack.
Oh, the Korea? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing though. They constantly moved our defense around. Vrabel had a great game plan, I guess, for the line. He just dropped people into zone coverage basically. And he knew exactly where the receivers were going to be. They didn't get separation very often because even the deep balls that he threw, there was no space for them to make those catches. And they did. There was no space for Lamar to put it, and they did. But it was just a situation where I just felt like the Ravens got their butts whooped. And that's what Ingram said after the game too. Like, we got our asses handed to us. And that's exactly what happened. Titans played perfect game plan just like they did against the Patriots. That's 2 for 2 for Vrabel. That's 2 for 2 for the execution by the team.
So do you think they're going to beat the Chiefs?
And now they have to do something special against the Chiefs because Mahomes can do it all too.
But
I feel confident. I feel confident, and not just because we just beat them. I just feel confident in the matchup. Look, the Chiefs can beat us hands down too. That game was close, but I really do feel that it's going to be a good game.
yeah. I've been on the Titans for a while because Alex kept getting mad at me every year. But they've been drafting
Yeah,
well.
because look what you're doing to Gabe right now. Like Gabe just met you, and
this is why you're not even. You don't even have skin in the game, man. Raiders fans love seeing everybody else miserable.
No, what are you talking about, man? All right, anyways, let's go on. Let's go to LA news.
Anyways, we got to pick for the.
Just to finish up my or on the point, like I don't even you took me out of my point.
I think I know what you were gonna say because you started it earlier. Lamar Jackson, he's just a kid, and you know what? Even though this game wasn't his best game, the team didn't play well, and it doesn't take away from anything that he did this season or the team did this season. But for me, I've never been more disappointed in the Ravens. Like,
why, man?
I've been frustrated. I've been mad that they lost games or threw away a lead, but I've never been as disappointed. And I think a lot of it has to do with we've never been in that position ever in our franchise history as the favorites to win it all.
Oh, I agree.
We've never
even
been.
Even when you won the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
it was
it
like you guys were 6th seed, weren't you?
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't even like we were supposed to even be there.
Yeah.
And we beat the Patriots and we beat all these people on the way there. And even in the Super Bowl when we played against the 49ers and Kaepernick, we had Joe Flacco. Like he caught fire for the playoffs, but we didn't expect that. We had to beat the Colts, the Broncos, and the Patriots on the way to that Super Bowl.
Yep.
And it was like no one expected it. We had to go through Manning.
And Manning's like best year.
Yeah. And Brady, we had to go through them.
Yeah.
And so it was just a situation where we've never had to play as the favorites, and I did feel like that was a part of the problem. It like that we had that pressure, and once we got down,
I don't even think the Ravens thought they were going to be this good.
No. Something that shocked me watching the game, and maybe it's because when I think Ravens through my whole life, when Dilfer when you guys went in with Dilfer, or even when you guys went in with Flacco, you see that the Ravens, to me, when I think of Ravens, I don't think about offense, I think about defense. And I think about a certain attitude in defense. I think about Ray Lewis, Halili Nagata, Ed Reed, T. Sizzle. Last night, they were complaining about getting about how physical the Titans were with them.
Yeah, and
every time
funny.
they were getting up, they were
that
talking shit. They were asking for flags. They were crying to the ref. And I was like, dude, this is not the Ravens I remember. The Ravens I remember punch you in the mouth.
Yeah. Very physical.
I remember Ray Lewis like snatching the ball out of Eddie George's bread basket and just running with it.
Yeah.
I was like, why are they crying? Like this is the Ravens play smash mouth football too, right? Like, like to me, when I look at I know the Titans defense is good, but they're not going to go down like the purple people eaters or the 85 defense But this, I know we have a scrappy defense.
Fuck yeah.
But I expected back from the Ravens just because the Ravens. That's their personality. That's what the team builds, right? They build scrappy teams. When you look at Lamar, how he plays, like he doesn't go down, right? He wants to truck you too. So to me, it was off, and I was like, why are they complaining? They should just be getting up and like getting.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncharacteristic stuff yesterday, but I think the Titans exposed that. I think that's something that that's a good point that they need to address next year. Is like we can't be flashy all the time, guys. Like Ravens defense, sure, we have the numbers, but it's not about the numbers. It's about attitude. It's about how you carry yourself and the fear that you put into other team. Like teams don't want to play you, not because you're gonna win and score a bunch of points, but because they're gonna have to be in the ice bath for like 3 straight days after they play you.
Yep.
And you're not backing down from nobody. And Derrick Henry, you're gonna lay his ass on the ground, And it's like as impossible as that might sound. Like, dude, ain't no way he's running through that whole game, and Ray Lewis or Suggs or Mosley is going to let him just keep running. They're going to lay him out, and they're going to get in his face and say something to try to get in his head. Nobody tried to get in his head. He just ran free the whole freaking game.
He's on a high right now.
All right, so pick him. Who you guys, the Chiefs or the Titans, Rico?
Titans.
I got the Chiefs.
I'm going Titans.
Ooh, if I get a double beat on Gabe here, it's going to be sweet.
I got the Chiefs. Let's go, Mahomes.
Do you think we have a chance?
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you could beat the Patriots as the perennial Super Bowl champions and then beat the number 1 seed and not have a chance the next game. I don't care who you're playing. Like, but I don't know. I just
Cinderella story, bro.
I think that if the Chiefs get up quick, I don't trust Tannehill to lead them.
True.
I'll give you that.
But
But Tannehill hasn't like put a foot wrong either.
And Mariota killed it yesterday too.
Oh my God, he ran that play so well.
Yeah, he did.
He did, bro.
Just
All right,
run
guys.
out to the right and get out the way. Give it to Henry.
Let's move on. Let's move on. It's time to move on.
Wait. One question.
XFL news? XFL news.
Watch out. They can't hear it, but he's playing sound effects.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They can't hear it. So what's up? So first thing I want to talk about with the XFL is, so one thing that I really like about the XFL is the whole fan interaction thing, the fan enjoyment, and then personalities. And yeah, I know they weren't going to let the players put their nicknames in the back, and I agree with that. But I was loving those personalized visors on the helmets. They look so fucking dope.
Oh, they do, huh?
They can't wear them during the game.
But the NFL does the same thing too.
Man, it just the extra to me. It made give it a little bit of extra, factor, like fun factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Something different.
I enjoyed it, yeah, and little things like that. I mean, I get it. Copyright laws. People were putting like memes on them and certain things, but man, like I would have loved to see at least, let's say, have designers make designs that are pre-approved and you can put them on.
As long as as long as there's not a logo.
Yes.
Like just a design, a pattern, but you can't create a logo. You know what I mean? And if they want to find out who the logo is made by, then they can go through whatever channel.
Yeah.
So that was a quick thing I wanted to bring up. The second piece of news: Landry Jones is injured, out for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, but they say he might come. He still might come back for.
He might. They signed.
first game.
They signed Eric Dungy. Eric Dungy, who he played for. He was on the Cleveland. He was on Cleveland this year, the practice squad.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because
I think Landry was like the high-profile quarterback, wasn't he?
Landry went out, and then I started hearing, everybody started saying Johnny Football again, and again, nothing, not even like a little bit of traction for him.
No, we're not doing that.
So I mean, but let's just say he's out 6 weeks.
Yeah,
that's 6 weeks from today or 6 weeks from the season.
No, so he might be coming back the week before the season starts.
Okay, because I was about to say if he misses 2 weeks of the season,
there's no point.
Yeah, that's a big part of the season already.
Yeah, because there's only 10 games.
Yeah,
that's true.
And then you gotta get into game shape because he's not. He's gonna miss. He's gonna miss training camp completely.
Yo, I don't know.
And these games are gonna be faster, man.
He's with the Roughnecks, right?
Yeah, Dallas. It's gonna be I mean, you're gonna have to be in better shape because there's not gonna be as many TV timeouts.
But I saw in one of the Instagram clips, the receivers for the Roughnecks are pretty like really good, and they're still catching touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the quarterback is there right now is having a good time.
Well, the back,
and it was against the Vipers.
Well, they have a backup.
Okay. Well, every team has two quarterbacks anyways, right? Yeah.
And before you guys bring up anything you want to talk about,
I don't want to talk about anything.
Still bad. Still bitter.
Stupid Ravens, man. They ruined my whole year. I'm like,
well, bro, fucking the Packers ruined my day, so
I'll get over it.
I feel you.
I just don't know how to feel.
So the XFL has hired Genius Sports to help monitor sports, to help run and monitor the sports betting. Genius Sports is a UK firm, and they work for the EPL. They do with the EPL.
Okay.
And if you're an avid Premier League fan, you know that. I mean, you see the betting advertising everywhere. I mean, even if you ever watch a feed from England,
365 Sports.
Yeah, Bet 365.
Yo, Liverpool's killing it too. Just saying.
Whatever. Like we're not talking about them. If you look at even jersey sponsors, you have betting companies. So what they do is they also monitor how the bets are placed.
Yep. And
like what frequency and they use analytics to try and see if anybody's trying to throw games.
Okay.
To keep it fair, to make sure that they're so. But this is something that the XFL is pushing, or the XFL is open to, and I think it's going to be. For them doing that, to me, that says that they think betting is going to be a big part of the XFL.
Well, it should be.
I mean, how do you guys feel about betting on sports and betting on pro football?
It's a huge part.
I think it should be allowed more often. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess the fear is that games will be thrown and that people will violate the rules, but people are already betting now. you know. And I think if you open it up, then you open up Pandora's box. But I think that they want to make sure that all their bases are covered before they open it up, you know. And how much betting do they want to go on? Because I know my brother-in-law's from Scotland, and they have betting on everything, dude. Like on everything during the soccer game. Like a team will score, and you could put in a bet like someone's going to score in the next 5 minutes. Who's going to be the next one to score? Who's going to get the next assist? That goal happens, and like you can start betting.
Where do you place it at? Like,
dude, it's like liquor stores. Every single corner has bookings, has their bookies, has their betting. And you could put it on live just like that, and they have their numbers, and they're writing them down during the game. And that's why it's such a, I don't want to say it's like such a problem over there, but it's so easy to gamble that I just think that that they fear that type of excessive betting.
Oh, got it.
That it needs to be somewhat more controlled, because if they open it up and then you can go to like 7-Eleven and place your bets, you know what I mean? And, or like every liquor store, all you need to do is get a betting license to take bets. I think that's what they fear, and they just want it to be regulated, and they want to make sure, more importantly, that all the revenue goes through them.
To the XFL. To the XFL.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. I would love it. I mean, I don't think it's legal yet everywhere, but I would love it if if it ran, like, if there was a central company ran through and not like, you know, offshore betting. But hey, it's gonna be good for the sport, and them taking the step is letting people know that, hey, we want to be a viable. We're not just like a sideshow attraction. We actually want to be a viable, real major sport.
Idea. They should allow it in a special betting room at every stadium who has an XFL team during the game.
But it's not legal in every state, right?
No, but I'm saying like an idea that they might be able to do. Like, how cool would that be? Because people wouldn't, you know, people go to the like certain, like Laker games. People who can afford the suites, they'll go to the suite and they like hardly watch the game. They're like hanging out up there, drinking, talking about business deals. If the XFL, like let's say right here at Dignity Health Sports, you go to the game, there's just like this huge like area, like say the tennis courts next door, they close it off. They make it with like lights, a bar, like all this stuff. And then like these huge screens, like Vegas style screens that give you the numbers, the odds and everything.
Like a sports book or something?
Yeah, like sports book with the bets that you can put, like, so the
like horse racing.
Yeah, you can bet over under right away. The Wildcats score.
That'd be dope. Actually,
the Wildcats score a touchdown, and you could put a bet like on who's gonna score next, right there, boom, and they give you the odds of like who's gonna, if that the other team has the higher odds to score next, but that you think the Wildcats are gonna stop them, boom, you bet it there. People would be going crazy, right? They would go to the games, not even to go to the game, to go to the sport.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
That sounds like a great idea.
I think that's one of the reasons that there was that the NFL was hesitant with the Raiders moving to Vegas, right? Because of betting right there. But look how well it's working for the Golden Knights. Mm-hmm. The shitty name.
Well, in Vegas, it's only 12% sports betting of the city's whatever.
But I mean, it adds to the attraction. Like I would, you know, if the Raiders, like I would do what Gabe said. If the Raiders are smart, they would have like an area like in the stadiums, kind of like a beer garden where you could do that. You could bet.
The sports book.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Really cool.
People have been talking about that, if there's going to be a sports book in the stadium, which is obviously not, but
I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that if I could get it regulated. And
that actually sounded dope, like especially at Dignity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That sounds dope. Make it a super VIP.
Yep.
Damn.
You don't have to like pay anything to get in, or maybe you would have to. Maybe you
have to come in a tuxedo.
Yeah. A tuxedo shirt, because I like to keep it casual, but I like to party too. No, I think that would be a cool idea to just explore if that's even a possibility to have that type of atmosphere. And because I would go to Dignity to do that, or like if I'm working media, I'd go in the bet just to see like what's what.
You have to go work.
No, I'm saying like I would be upstairs and then like I would go in like at halftime in there and be like, oh, like.
Well, speaking of halftime, you won't have enough time in XFL.
True. I'm a fast runner. And that's a smaller stadium.
Yo, that's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of halftime.
I could be on the run.
Like I was
Gabe on the run.
I was just thinking about that, like, because you know XFL now is halftime 10 minutes, and I was like, dude, you have no time.
You barely have time to go to the locker room,
bro. You barely have time to go, even as a fan, just go piss.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have time to get a beer. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that wasn't the problem to make the game 2 hours.
Well, that's why I asked Heather. Shout outs to Heather Brooks, president of the Wildcats, if they were planning on doing, you know, like an app with the stadium where you can order drinks from your seats and have things that are gonna relieve the whole shorter halftime thing.
It's gonna have to happen soon.
And they said it's like, I'm not sure about this season, but this is something they're looking into, ways to be able for people to want to drink. And also addressing something that Gabe brought up with the Galaxy is making sure that people are in their seats. If you want to have that kind of feel, that a fan supporter feel, have people in the seats when the team comes out.
If people are listening to this right now, they know how I feel about that.
Well, no, we talked about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think we talked about it on air.
No, well, we didn't.
I think we might have the first.
Yeah,
but it's just.
But I mean, I don't want to get into about the MLS or the Galaxy, because that's a different question with a different parameter. But we had in our meetings we had with the fans. This is something we already brought up. Like, what do we do? Because
it should be incentivized.
In football, tailgate is a big thing as well. I mean,
and you want to encourage that.
The tailgates are so huge that they have awards for them. Like, people win awards for how big. The guys we were talking to were talking about, like getting like 20 spaces of the parking spaces, and not just when you talk about tailgate spaces, you're not talking about just one little car. You're talking about the whole.
Oh yeah,
huge. So we're talking about tents. We're talking about chef, like buffet style tailgates. How do you get those people who you even have a dance floor to like get like who've been drinking to like say, hey man, stop talking to that girl, stop talking to that guy, or stop dancing, or stop. Let's go. Let's get in our seats. Let's put our stuff away. It's hard.
Yeah, especially with people that are drinking.
Yeah.
So they can get drunk in the parking lot for free, or
it's true. It's definitely something that they have to consider though, and getting fans in their seats earlier is something that's going to help the XFL, because it's going to be the first experience for everyone. And if you see people showing up late, typical LA crowd showing up late, the atmosphere kind of being dead until something happens. Also typical LA, sports thing. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. So they need to figure out something before to incentivize fans, and maybe, I don't know, I have no idea.
Well, one thing I did that was smart, and one thing they did that was very smart, and they ended, like, I think we ran out already, but for the people that got season tickets early, up until like a couple weeks ago, if you bought season tickets, you got to get a field pass for one game of your choice.
Right.
So you have to be on the field before the game.
Yeah.
So then you have to go to your seats for the games you're already in. So that was smart. Other than that, we need other things too to incentivize not just the season ticket members, but the people the casual people.
Like happy hour. The hour before the game would be considered happy hour.
Yeah.
And everything would be half price.
Or a stadium did that recently, right?
I don't know.
And I'm tripping. I know I've seen that in the stadium.
I'd be like, it's happy hour, half off everything.
Yeah.
Merchandise, there's food, drinks, half off everything. Because if you know, what do you do at happy hour when you know happy hour is ending? What do you do?
Yeah.
You order another one.
Yeah,
you order two.
One, yeah.
You go back to work.
Oh. Hey, what?
Hey.
But no, you order two, right? So you would still make the same amount of money, and beer's cheap enough to buy there. They already have all the vendors and everything. But you make all those sales that you would not normally make. If I come in and I see a jersey and it's $80, I'm like, hell no. But if I see a jersey and it's $40, I'm thinking about it, Or a beer, and I'm seeing a beer and it's $10. I'm like, I'd rather tailgate.
It's overpriced LA, man. I feel like.
But if it's like, two for $5 each, I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not a bad deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to some LA sports news. Some LA sports news.
Are we going to talk about the rules next week?
LA sports news.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, man, this is the first time we had sound effects. I'm working. I'm still getting it down.
We need hand gestures. We need like silence or something, like the mime. Yeah, I'm about to do something cool.
We're gonna figure it out. Well, I'm gonna get a MIDI board too in the future. So.
Oh, nice.
Boom.
Yeah.
LA sports news. Are we talking about XFL rules next week? Or?
Oh shit! Oops.
Yeah. Well,
we could talk about them later.
Yeah.
Talk about them later in the program.
We can talk about them.
Yeah, because that's not news; those are rules.
Yeah.
So
the rule portion of this show.
My bad.
You want to bring up the Dodgers?
Yeah,
Rico?
let's bring up the Dodgers.
Go ahead.
So Bellinger just got his first contract, right?
Yeah, after his
after his rookie deal.
He didn't go into arbitration. They were able they were able to avoid arbitration by giving him a record.
Yep, record deal.
11.6 million.
11.5.
Which doesn't sound like a lot for somebody of his production.
But it's the first. It's
Ballinger?
the highest for that tier, right?
Yeah, it's the highest. It's a record for that tier.
Yeah. So I mean, that's well compensated, dude.
Yeah.
If you're the highest.
No, I mean, it's like you're saying, if he was an older dude.
And he's 24.
I mean, Pujols was making more money than that dude. Nothing.
Yeah. 24 and he's making 11.5. He's crushing it.
Oh no, he's crushing it,
Yo,
dude. He's such a bro.
It's a
You know
1,000%
he's such a
raise.
bro.
yeah.
It's a
Where's he originally from?
Bellinger. He's from I don't know.
Isn't he from here?
Yeah, I
He's
thought
from
he was
here?
from here.
He's a local?
He seems like a California dude.
He seems like a Manhattan Beach dude.
Shout out to Anita.
Yeah. Shout out to Unita, one of our, where we record our podcast, Unita Club.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out online. Get a membership. Start your own podcast.
But yeah, so Peterson's might go in arbitration though, right?
Yeah. So Jock Peterson wants $6 million. I think they want to give him $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
So
That seems fair.
That's crazy how baseball does that, huh?
well, it's only after your first deal.
Oh, it's only for your first deal. Oh.
After. Yeah, after your.
But, so
and-
from what I understand, if both the player and the team doesn't come to agreement by the time they go into training camp, it goes arbitration. Right?
Yes.
That is correct. That is correct.
Cody Bellinger is from Scottsdale. He does seem like a Scottsdale guy.
That too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes
Scottsdale is basically Huntington Beach.
yeah. That's
With
the beach
skiing.
of the desert.
Yeah.
With skiing.
And then Muncie's also up, right?
Muncie is up. Yeah, but I think Muncie they're gonna agree, right? They already agreed.
They're trying to agree before the
Well, they were waiting out for what's his name, Betts,
yeah.
to see what he was going to do, and he's returning on a 1 year with Boston.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but he's getting it 27. So I think, and I from what it seems like, they're looking to move him
Okay.
because they don't want to spend that much either. And one of the only teams that can probably take that salary is us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so how does it work? So
I don't
so
know.
you said from your 18 to like what? When can you get your first contract?
Your rookie deal?
Yeah.
Isn't it when you sign for
Okay,
the?
so when you sign, you get the rookie, and then you get your tier 1. What's it called?
the next one is the tier 1 after the rookie one runs
Yeah.
out. So that's why they try to sign a long rookie contract.
Okay.
They try to sign him to a long one, and sometimes that backfires because they end up not being very good.
Uh-huh.
And then other times, like with Ballinger, it works out really great
Yeah.
and Seager, because now they're underpaying them basically,
Okay.
and they can stay under what's it called, the luxury tax, even
Yeah.
though not a hard cap, soft cap, but they do have the luxury tax or whatever it is,
Okay.
and it allows them to stay under that and still spend on other people until they figure out what they want to do with them. But I don't know. I honestly don't think this team can have Seager and Ballinger. The way that they strike out to the same pitches, the way that they basically produce the same thing, the way that they're both lefties. Like, I don't know. I think I'd rather have a righty in there. Righty-lefty combo. They could get so much for one of those two players.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to come to a head where they might have to, especially with the need for pitching. So we'll see.
I mean, we lost pitchers. We lost 2 pitchers.
Mm-hmm. We signed Alex Wood, but I mean, Alex Wood's not bad. He's a solid piece. Like, you need solid pitchers, but they don't have like a stud besides
Walker Buehler.
Bueller. Bueller's day off. They don't have a stud besides him. Even like Kershaw's an average pitcher now, right? Like,
Yeah, Kershaw's now just a regular dude.
Well, I mean, we'll go back and it's later LA news, but kind of what we were talking about one of the first podcasts where, with the Astros getting in trouble. I mean, his legacy would be a lot different now, even with the Boston.
oh man.
So what happened? I'm not aware of any of this. What
so
happened
Boston also got caught the same way Astros got caught cheating
against the Dodgers in the World Series?
against the Dodgers in the World Series.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they already found guilty. They already found guilty. I didn't get too much.
How did they know what the Astros like? Why did both teams? Is there any is it coincidence?
I don't know how.
Well, no, because I guess Davey Martinez was with both groups.
Oh, okay.
He's the key piece.
Oh, he's the dude who orchestrated everything.
So I don't think he orchestrated everything, but he's the link between both franchises,
Yeah.
and both franchises are the ones who got caught. So
like with music too, right? They were like playing certain songs.
hitting trash cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's such
Wow.
it's like, okay, you think of all the pitches in baseball, right?
Yeah.
But when you break it down, there's really only two things you need to know. One thing you need to know. It's either a fastball or it's an off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
So they were saying when that was what they were giving up. They weren't like, oh, 3 hits is a curveball or whatever. How many off-speed pitches does Kershaw have? He has his curveball, and he has his slider, which doesn't slide very much, and a changeup. So he's got 3. So you're looking for one of those. You're probably not looking for a curveball because you're just not expecting it. But the other 2 are very hittable. A slider that hardly slides and a changeup are the exact same pitch, basically, when you're looking for it. So, and Kershaw's fastball is what? Tops out at 92? So if you know a fastball is coming, it has no movement on it. It's straight. Oh, my God. You're like licking your chops, right? It's not like you're playing Mariano Rivera and he's got that wicked curveball that's going to paint the corners. But if you knew he was coming with that, at least you could set up and expect and get like a piece of it. And that was the thing. If you look at those at bats, they're long at bats.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're foul tipping them like they know what's coming. Well, it's because they do. But like it's not, and it's also not a super crazy fastball like Chapman where you can't catch up to it even if you know it's coming. So it's horrible, man. It ruined his legacy.
Yeah, dude. And well, it's also going to ruin Boston's legacy because they're going to get hit hard. Or we're hoping that the MLB's does some justice.
I don't have any faith in MLB to do anything.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I mean, this is, dude. You know, I feel ever since the strike when popularity went down, they haven't given a fuck about any cheating or anything. I mean, they didn't give a shit about the steroids. They didn't give.
This one, I think they're really trying. From what I know, they really want to hit him hard though.
This is some shoeless Joe Jackson shit. This is some throwing the World Series shit.
But if they don't have this, if they don't fix this right, and they don't drop the hammer on them, they better let Pete Rose back and put him in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Fucking you know what? I would concede that we got robbed of 2 World Series. Let Rose in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yep. If they're not going to do anything crazy, they need to do
They
something.
have to do something because as it is, baseball's dying out. You know what I mean?
Slap on the wrist?
Yeah.
Okay, next year, I'm going to tell my franchise, you better cheat. You better cheat.
Right, because if that's exactly. And again,
Hey, you're not cheating. You're not trying, bro.
Yeah, everybody's doing it, and guess what? The punishment's not that bad. I'd rather have a World Series. Go ahead, throw an asterisk. I'd rather have a World Series with an asterisk. We
Right.
still won the World Series.
true.
But it's to the fans; they don't care.
And by the time it goes to court and everything like that, you're still
yeah,
you already threw the parade.
right.
You good? I don't know.
Horrible, man. Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
That actually it made
Man,
me
fuck Major
me
League
bitter
Baseball.
myself too. Look at how bitter Alex is now when he found out. I was bitter too.
Bro,
Trust me.
do you remember how it was after the Astros series?
Yeah, no, I
Oh
remember
my
that,
God,
but I
that
was
was
bitter
so
as
bad.
fuck with the Red Sox one.
Dude,
they kicked our butt.
I went
Yeah.
I went to the World Series that year.
Yeah.
I was, dude. I left the country because I didn't want to watch TV to see us lose. I left the fucking country because I didn't want to watch ESPN because I couldn't take it anymore.
That's how I feel right now about the Ravens.
To me, that loss was worse than me at any breakup I've ever been in.
I went to Catalina. I took a boat to an
Yeah.
island.
About
Hope there were no sports bars.
He
but
went
there was.
abroad.
he was. So how was your overseas trip?
Yeah.
He took a
The worst.
yeah.
The worst. But yeah, man, I think that they need to come down hard on them, and it needs to be something drastic. You know, they remember when Sean Payton got caught with Bounty Gate and how
Yeah.
hard they came down on the Saints.
True.
It needs to be something along those lines.
But they didn't come down hard on the Patriots, did they?
Well, they weren't caught like Champagne was. And this
Oh,
one,
yeah.
they're caught.
And it was coached influence.
And
That's
then,
the difference.
and then Sean Payton had to go and cut oranges for kids for him to what do you say? Those kids gave him back his life.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like that's what they should. Okay, so baseball's like the most old non-written rules,
Yeah.
old school, like
Yeah.
bro, don't celebrate when you hit a home run, but
Yeah.
it's okay to cheat. Like basically if they don't do something harsh, like, oh, we don't want you celebrating when you hit a home run, but it's okay to
Because
cheat.
even the Red Sox fans are kind of like, you got to let it go.
Right.
Like, nah, fuck you, bro.
Yeah. That's the problem is 2 of them did it, so now it's like, they did it too.
Yeah,
Like-
back to back.
Right. It's like, they did it
Yeah.
too. So they
And
try
I
to
can't
lessen
believe
it.
it's not bigger news.
Oh my God.
That's the funny part. It's
I
not
know.
even bigger news. Alex didn't even know about it.
It's such a problem. That's a problem too.
Yeah.
Because of the way they're covering it, and because it's the Red Sox, and now it's like
Yeah.
shit. Like it's one of our star franchises. We can't do anything. Like, or we're not gonna do anything. It's one of the old established foundations of the league. Like the Saints aren't an old established foundation of the league, to be honest.
But you're gonna have to put the hammer on one of them because
On both of them.
well, you have to make an example out of one, is what I'm saying. Well,
Yeah.
you do it for both, but I almost feel like since the Astros got caught first, it might just be them.
I would slap the biggest fine ever. I'd suspend the coaches for an entire season.
Well, they're supposed to. From what I read, it's supposed to be a harsh punishment. Let's see. I don't know.
Dude, give him the death penalty. Like
Yeah.
Yep.
make him not play. Make him
Fuck.
not playoff eligible for like 5 years.
Yeah. Not playoff eligible. Make them play in empty stadiums.
Yes.
But then you're punishing other teams and other fans who want to watch their teams.
That's
like if I
true.
live in Minneapolis and you take away fans and then the Dodgers come and I'm a Dodgers fan, I can't go to the game. You know what I mean?
Only,
then-
only if you wear the other team's colors.
Right. But that's the problem is that if you don't do something like that, it's not a big deal. If you do something like that, then now you're an angry fan and now you're paying attention. So I'd rather have angry fans who are paying attention.
True.
Be like, well, why can't we go to a game, Dad? Because this team that in this city is freaking cheaters.
Yo, fucking Boston.
Right?
Cheating ass Boston.
So let's move on to the Lakers. Well, first I want to talk about the game. They
Whoop,
just
whoop.
so they played back-to-back games,
Mhm.
right? They beat who they beat?
Dallas.
Who else?
And
Nope, not the Knicks. Well, I don't know. Fuck.
Pistons?
Who they played last night?
I thought they played Dallas last
They
night.
played Dallas.
No. They played Dallas.
Oh,
2
the
nights
Thunder,
ago.
the Thunder.
Yeah, they played the Thunder. Which the Thunder have been playing well, by the way. Russ came back to Mr. Thunder came back,
Mm-hmm.
and
That was a cool tribute video, by the way.
yeah, and then by the way, what about that Twitter spat between KD and Kendrick Perkins?
I like
Did you
that.
guys see that?
Oh, I didn't see that. What happened?
So Kendrick said that Russ was
The best Thunder
the best
player
Thunder player
ever.
ever,
okay.
and then like people were responding about KD, and then
KD jumped in.
KD jumped in. Well, he said that look, we lost to in the playoffs, and we with KD and we didn't have Russ. He said
Yeah.
something. He didn't have Russ and then lost in the playoffs. And then KD said, "Yeah, we got to the finals. We lost in the finals too, and our center was only averaging 2 points, 3 rebounds, which was Kendrick Perkins."
Yeah.
And then they went back and forth. And then Kendrick said, "You made the weakest move in history by joining a team that blew a 3-1 lead in the finals." Oh, they went scorched earth on each other.
Dude.
KD gives so many. He cares too much, man. Just let it go.
I'm not a big KD fan. Even when they talk, like people hype him up, I still like, yeah.
KD fan, like you don't respect his game?
I respect. Obviously, you gotta respect his game, but I'm just not a fan of him. Like.
I don't respect Harden's game. I don't respect him.
Wow.
But I
what about Russ?
But I recognize that he's a great scorer.
Yeah.
But I don't respect the way he scores.
Gotcha.
Shouts to Russ losing her high school alumni. Big trust.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I like
Lou
Russell
House.
Westbrook. I like Russell Westbrook to a point.
Gotcha.
I do think that in this era of stat inflation, if you will, his stats, him averaging a triple double is great. Like it's fantastic.
I feel like triple doubles are like a
But-
common thing now.
yeah, but
Luka's making them like every fucking day.
Well, I mean, finish your point, Gabe, before we go into Luka.
Yeah.
I was just saying that in this era of the stat padding and everything, I don't know, man. I just feel like they're fake stats now. Like
I agree with you.
I'm just like, they're not even real. They're letting him get rebounds. Like they're blocking out so he can get rebounds. He has the ball for 24 seconds of a shot clock, and the only time he releases the ball is when it's an assist pass. And I'm just like, I'm not about that. That's not how basketball's supposed to be played. It's supposed to move the ball. If you get an assist, you get an assist. If you don't, you don't. Run the pick and roll. If you happen to be in the pick and roll, you're probably going to get an assist or a shot. But move the ball around the perimeter. Throw it into your big man. That's why people didn't. I mean, I don't know.
But that's why those teams only get to where they get to. They're never championship teams.
Who?
Like the Rockets.
Oh, yeah,
the Thunder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been complaining. I've been complaining the whole season about the Lakers, about them not playing their size, and them not playing like a big team. Them not playing physical enough,
Like the Titans.
like the Titans were. And before the
Remember the Titans.
before the Dallas game, I heard some clips that they got out rebounded by Dallas the first 2 games, even though Dallas is smaller than them, and that's something that they wanted to correct.
Right.
They're starting to play like a big team. Something I thought the officiating was shitty in the Dallas game. I mean, JaVale and Dwight Howard had both 5 fouls like within like the first 3 quarters.
Some of those fouls on Dwight, I'm like, he's not fouling anyone.
No, and
It was an away game, right?
So they kicked the shit out of the Mavericks. I thought they dominated the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And they showed why they're better. And we were missing AD.
Well, Porzingis was.
They were
also,
missing Porzingis.
Yeah.
But you can't. I mean, we were missing AD.
Oh, I agree.
I mean,
No.
we started playing a little more physical. We started winning those rebound battles.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're a big team, you need to play like a big team. Like even
That's been the chatter this last month. The Lakers, you got to rough them up. You got to be physical with them. You got to.
Yep.
And now they're like, oh, bro, like come on. But you woke them up. Like maybe you lit a part of their team that they were like, you know what? Maybe we are getting pushed around a little bit. And now they're the aggressor. And when you got LeBron James leading the aggressor-led battle, it's gonna end up good.
Yeah.
And another thing is all this chatter about Kuzma trade talk. Even a friend of ours, Gator, who we should have on the podcast one day, he hates Kuzma because Kuzma said something bad about Orlando. He's from Orlando, so he took that personal offense. He was like, oh, dude, every team that LeBron's been on that has a 3rd star, their production goes down.
Mm-hmm.
There's one basketball.
Yeah.
And if you have LeBron and AD, you're not going to be the first or second choice.
Yeah.
But look at what happened. AD went out. Kuzma's been balling.
I wonder because he heard all the rumors and shit.
Of course.
I can't get traded. Fuck this.
You have to react.
The
Lakers heard that every team was like, easy to beat the Lakers, just body them.
Because people are even saying that like LeBron was down with him getting traded.
I mean, even all these rumors that the Clippers are saying, all you got to do is body him. Like, saying Kawhi saying LeBron doesn't want to guard me. Beverly talking all this shit because he out-rebound. He got that last rebound over a 7-footer. Dude, I've been saying the whole season since the first game against the Clippers. Lakers, they could body any team. Why are they playing like? Yeah, I get it. It's LA. It's showtime. But you got Dwight, you got McGee, you got LeBron, you got AD, you got Kuz. You should out rebound every team.
If you play on a LeBron team, you know that you're gonna get trade rumors when you're the second or third guy. You're not gonna be. There's never gonna be LeBron trade rumors. There's gonna be rumors about everyone else on the roster, even if he's your boy. So. Like last year, oh my God, last year, right?
Hey, LeBron is gonna lead the LeBron's gonna be the lead in 9 times out of 10. I know Kawhi had it too, but Kawhi doesn't have the personality to lead the what is it? The first takes and the what's the other one with Shannon and Skip? The
Undisputed
and the like calling the cowherds and. Kawhi does not have the personality to be a lead-in, to be the first story you talk about. LeBron does, and they're going to talk about LeBron, and they're going to create drama. They want to create drama with Kawhi. That's why they brought up this whole thing. Tell LeBron to guard me, even if he said it or not. It doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason they did it is Kawhi is not that personality guy, right? Look, LeBron had to be in his story. LeBron's always going to be the lead-in when you talk about basketball. So it only makes sense that they're going to bring up trade rumors. I thought it was GM LeBron, right?
Yeah,
GM LeBron.
It was kind of a dumb trade rumor because Kuzma's only getting paid like a little bit. So it wasn't like he's your 3rd guy. He's only making 1.9. There's no point of trading him.
But the thing is, you don't like what do you trade him for? Like, what do you really need? Another scorer? Like, what? No, you need maybe a point guard that's not gonna lose the ball like Rondo does, and you need a 3-point shooter. That's it, and that could be both in one.
Mm-hmm.
If Darren Collison comes out of retirement, there you go. You still got to get rid of one person, but you don't need a third scorer.
Dudley.
Huh?
I said sorry, Dudley.
I would keep Dudley and let go Bradley.
Yeah, no, I just think also AD goes out 2 games. What does that mean for everyone else? More playing time.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to ball out? You want to play hard? Great. And I think that's something that like teams get enamored with. When a star player goes out, they're like, oh, look, they play better without him. They play better without him. But it's stupid. It's just like that boost of energy of like, oh, shit, this is my time. Like I get to play.
Yeah.
They play a back-to-back. Kuzma played both games back-to-back. LeBron
26, 27 points.
LeBron was out the second game. AD was out the second game. Danny Green was out the second game.
Yep.
Look what he did.
Yep, 36 points.
Oh, is it 36? I thought it was
36 points.
Oh, shit.
36 points, 7 rebounds. Rondo had 21, 12, and 8.
Yeah.
And You get more touches on the ball. You feel good. You know, you get in that rhythm. And Troy Daniels played pretty well. And Cook got playing time. Bro, every time Cook plays, it's like he does well. I don't know why he doesn't get more playing time. I mean, I know why he doesn't get more playing time.
Because there's a bunch of stars on the team.
And I'm not even saying that Rondo's bad. I think Rondo's good. I think the only thing about Rondo is, and like we're talking about momentum, Rondo sometimes tries to do too much.
Yeah.
And
he's in the starting lineup, right?
Right now because
and he gets in these funks. If you had another point guard, you could take him out and then let him work that out on the bench and come back in. Rondo is a good player. He gets to the point where maybe the physical gifts he had 10 years ago are not there, and his mind hasn't caught up yet because he's still doing things. He always does something where he shouldn't, especially when the other team's starting to get momentum, and he does. So if you just had a better rotation on point guard, dude, these Lakers are gonna give people problems.
They're already giving people problems, dude.
Yeah.
Did the Clippers win tonight? The Clippers are playing right now, right?
I don't know. We have fact check.
Yeah, we'll check it right now.
I think the Suns.
They're playing the Nuggets tonight.
But did we talk about how they won without LeBron and AD?
Oh yeah,
Thunder?
they won against the Thunder against a really good team. So the Nuggets beat the Clippers tonight, 114-104.
What's the Clippers overall?
The Thunder beat the Clippers?
The Nuggets beat the Clippers.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah, Kawhi had 30. Kawhi had 30 points. 4 for 4 from the charity line.
Not looking good. 27-13.
Pat Beverly had 7 assists. What's the Bucks score on this?
This is great radio.
I don't think Paul,
I know, right? We're fact checking right as we're talking.
I don't think Paul George played.
Paul George is not back yet. He's not Paul George yet.
No, he's not. Who he got he
Yeah, I mean,
he
from
just
the
hasn't
season,
recovered.
his shoulder surgery. He hasn't really. He's fit.
I mean, but even when he's 100% fit, I don't think he's.
Nah, you don't say that.
No, well, when we wanted to get him before, I kept saying, I'm like, dude, he's good, but he's not the franchise. He never will be.
Well, they keep talking about him on the radio shows and like, oh, well, the Clippers have 2 top 10 players and Paul George and Kawhi. I'm like,
no, they don't.
Paul George's not a top 10 player.
Nope.
No, they don't. I like Paul George.
Well, maybe after all the Russ and the Hardens.
Bro, I love that Indiana. Can you name 9 players better than him right now?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you obviously you got Giannis, Luka. Like that's what I'm saying. After that tier, he's that second tier.
Yeah.
No,
no one's denying that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's not the face of a franchise.
And he could be the top of that top 2 tier.
Bro, if everyone was healthy in the NBA, all the star players, because right now you got Curry and Durant out.
That's what I'm
Kyrie,
saying. That's what I'm saying. You got Giannis,
Thompson.
Luka. You got like.
Bro, I'd take Klay Thompson over Paul George every day.
Yeah,
twice on Sunday.
I mean, I think they're not at par, but that's kind of
they play the same position.
That's what I'm saying. They're kind of like.
Who's a better shooter?
Yeah, Klay. Obviously.
Who's a better defender?
Okay, you're right.
I don't know. I just feel like Paul George he was really good in Indiana because he's the focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
And his stats were better because of it. And not that he can't play in this system, because you can, but I just don't think it plays to his strengths.
That season that we didn't have any stars yet before LeBron came and we were going to trade it for him.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I kept saying was don't trade up everything because he's not a franchise player. You trade what you would give for a second guy.
Yeah.
But not for a first guy. And the Lakers are making it seem like he was going to be the first option.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see a team dominating in the NBA with Paul George being your top player.
No.
Now he's a great second player.
Right.
If that works with Leonard, they could complement each other. That's great for the Clippers.
They still got to get that to work.
Yeah.
It's still not working. That's not on all cylinders yet.
Like, I think I stopped. I started counting like 10 players or whatever before. And would you rather have Ben Simmons or would you rather have Paul George?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons. That's obvious.
And that's where I started thinking like, damn, Paul George is leaning more towards like top 20, top 25.
I mean, there's like at least 1 or 2 rookies I'd rather have over him right now.
Right. And then you think about like Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
Damian Lillard. And then you start thinking about like, Joel Embiid is better.
I'll take point
Nikola
guard over
Jokic,
him right now.
Jimmy Butler. And you're not even talking about the top ones, which is Harden, Kawhi, Curry, LeBron, Durant, Doncic,
And I know the argument.
AD.
I know what the argument is going to be. Well, he's a two-way player. Look at how he plays defense. But let me tell you this: like, look at the NBA and the history of players that come in as attacking players or offensive players only. They start maturing. It takes sometimes. Sometimes it takes years to. Sometimes it takes years to develop into a good defender, but eventually you do. I mean, look at Kobe, look at Jordan. I mean, by the end, when Jordan came in, he wasn't thinking defense, and sometimes you have to become that player. So, hey, yeah, I would take point guard over him right now. If you told me a franchise, I'll trade you.
Yeah.
You got point guard. I'll trade you for no.
We'll see how it is because again, they're playing with the 50% Paul George, and they're still at least top 5.
I mean, we
in the West.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on them though, bro.
Yeah.
Top 20. He's just not top 15.
He's top 20.
He's not. I think he's somewhere
And
between
again,
15 and 20.
Kawhi did it with less than that last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Siakam's good.
Siakam's
good. For Toronto.
Yeah.
He helped them so much. And this year he's proving that he's like Lowry's been missing a lot of games and Siakam's been
Mike Lowry. Didn't Bad Boy 3 come out?
It's supposed to come
out like next week.
Oh, next week. Oh.
I miss Arvidas. The bonus.
Oh, his son?
Oh yeah, his son, right? Nah, I just miss the regular dude. I miss hearing on ESPN, not my Vitas. Not your Vitas. Our Vitas about this. I think that was like the best like ESPN like little ad lib thing ever.
That's funny.
Not my there's that painting at Staples when you go up like you go upstairs into the suites. That it's like like the guy that did the Rocky at the end of Rocky 3 when Rocky and Apollo are fighting their hidden fight, and then they go to punch each other at the same time, and then it freezes and then it fades into a painting.
Mm-hmm.
That dude who painted that, he did the Shaq backing up on Arvidas.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
And there's a painting of that at Staples when you go up to the suites. One of the suites entrance.
Damn, must be nice, Alex. Always in the suites.
Bro, you've been in the suites before, haven't you? At Staples?
Yeah.
Everybody's been in the suites at Staples, bro. Everybody knows somebody that works that gives them.
Well, you could also get day of. You can get box seats for like $50.
Yeah.
Like I'm being really serious. We do that at work a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
For Lakers?
For Lakers, yeah. Yeah.
Where do you get them?
I'll shoot you guys.
Okay, because I'm like, I need that hookup.
Yeah, because what happens, when they can't sell the boxes, they just try to get anything off of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean you get the experience of a box.
No,
right.
And you might not even get a seat in the box.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
About getting in the building.
Yeah. Because in the box section, it sucks because there's no bars in the box section.
There is one.
There's one, but you have to be an American Express card holder, right?
No. There's in the lower box level, there's a bar. If you're in the second or third level, you have to go down to that level. It's far.
Yeah, it's kind of whack. It's weird. It's not, yeah.
Well, because you're not getting serviced.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can just order a 6-pack of whatever.
A bucket?
Yeah, a bucket. Anyway,
top 20.
Top 20 player.
Paul George.
I agree.
15 and 20. Would you rather have Rudy Gobert or Paul George?
I don't even know who Rudy Gobert is.
The defensive player of the year.
I'll take Rudy Gobert. Victor Oladipo?
Instagram Live, huh? Yeah, I'd rather have Victor Oladipo than Paul George.
I keep forgetting we're on Instagram Live.
You got caught.
This is not fun.
It's fun because they see our errors. No one's watching right now.
I'm pretty sure it's like
log on right now. Nobody's watching our.
Is anybody watching?
They're probably talking all this crap like Paul George. What?
Maybe not watching today, but soon.
Oh, I think we stopped being live.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We did.
Oh, so that worked out. Okay.
Hey, well, actually, there's one more set.
Hey, yo.
The last one, I guess.
Okay.
Because I want to ask you guys this: the Galaxy draft pick. What do you guys think?
Tom Smart, bro. He's the future.
No, he's not.
Yeah, big trust. Big trust, not big trust.
Big Smart, bro.
He is big trust because he's from Birmingham, Alabama, and they speak proper English. Big trust.
Was it Memphis? Memphis was the team that I guess they took the supporter group and they went to like their first round draft pick's house.
Nashville.
In Nashville. Okay. Yeah.
That was cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, today the one of the DPs that the new DP at the cruise signed, they had all the supporter group come, like they had like an event, and then the plane landed and he was at like the private airport. When he walked in, they had like.
Oh really?
Yeah, the
That's
crew
cool.
did. We'll talk about. We'll do the MLS preview next week. We'll talk about Galaxy next week.
Boom.
They signed, but this guy's a left back. They signed another left back. That's like 5 on the roster.
We got 5 left backs, bro.
It's crazy. And he's
So the
they're
thing,
not gonna
You
do
don't seem
anything
too
with it.
happy with the Galaxy
I'm
moves
not.
lately.
I'm not.
so we're gonna force all the players to go right.
Yeah.
Even the Chicharito news, you're not down with them?
I am, because like it's at least something positive in the forward front. See, my problem was so many people were like, get rid of Zlatan. Oh, we have all this room to sign DP. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But you know what? You haven't signed anyone. And there's no one out there who's even interested at the moment.
Yep.
So you're getting excited about what? About that we're not going to have Zlatan. That's what you're
Who's
being
crushing it? Who crushed
Right.
it this
and
weekend,
who's
right?
playing with AC Milan just scored a goal.
Yeah.
Like in his second game. So that's my thing. It's like, okay, you're being excited about a player coming in, or are you being excited about a player going out who just broke the goal scoring record for your club, who just like is otherworldly? Yeah, sure. Okay. You don't like the style the team's playing with him, but it's not his fault. He's killing it.
Yeah.
Get players around him who demand the ball more than him. Get players around him who produce more than him, who aren't afraid to step up and say something to him, or who play a different style, a different way. Don't shy away from it. So, I mean, I do think that moving away from Zlatan probably was the best thing, but I wasn't happy about it like some people are. I'm not excited
I wasn't
about
happy
it
as
some
like
people are.
a casual fan.
Yeah, people loved it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not happy. That's my dude.
Yeah.
But
I don't get to interview him anymore. I loved interviewing Zlatan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. Awesome interview. He's a great guy.
Me and him are cool. We took that picture.
I call him Z. You want to call him Z? I'm going to tell him you're going to call him Z.
I have him on my. No, I don't.
But anyway, yeah, no. So, February 8th is the first Wildcats game. You guys ready?
Yerp.
We're gonna have a viewing party and live podcast from Torrance Tavern.
The Torrance Tavern.
Wait, what date is that?
Saturday, February 8th.
Oh, I thought we said January 25th.
No, January 25th is the Wildcats open house
At
event
Dignity
at
Park.
Dignity Park Sports,
Oh.
where we will
The
be
block party.
the block party, where we will be podcasting live
What?
from the Diggity,
From the Diggity.
and we'll have prizes also to give away.
I'll get a haircut.
Dude, your hair always looks on point.
It literally, you took off your hat earlier, and I was like, "Fuck, your hair's combed."
Oh, it's probably flat now. Let me see. This
You
side
got
is
you
down.
got a great set of hair, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Because
got
like
some
Alex
nice
is all
hair.
frizz, and like if I take off mine, mine's is all like frizzy too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Central American hair.
You got the Mayan hair, the good hair.
Oh,
Nah, it's probably flat now because of the hat. But
you got them good curls.
appreciate it. Appreciate you
That
guys.
pompadour.
Thanks for pumping me up.
Hey, do you start school this week?
I already started.
You already started.
Yeah, I've been back.
Ooh, how's that?
Sucks.
Shout outs
Dude.
to Long Beach Sports. Was it Sports Management
Sport
Program?
management program. Guys actually said they wanted to come on next time or one of the times to
Ooh.
talk about sports.
We
Got
gotta
some
start.
good
We
sports
gotta
guys.
start getting some guests on here.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to have guests today, but
I threw two of them on there in the group chat, and you guys just rolled right through them.
Who?
The barber for your homie. Your
I'm
barber.
down. I'm down.
Oh.
And then Ross,
We should have Chef Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have him on.
because he's definitely a big LA fan.
Cooking
Yeah,
with Ross.
we go to the same barbershop.
Yep.
Shout out to Chef Ross.
So, but those are two that I thought would.
Spark it up.
Yeah.
And maybe we get a phone line.
Sparky, yeah,
Ooh.
that's in the works.
Yo, because Chef Ross's crab, not the crab cakes, it's called
Lobster roll.
lobster rolls. Oh fuck, so good.
But yeah, on the 20,
1-800 Tall Brown.
on the 20,
I was counting the letters.
Yeah, it's all.
on the
Damn.
20, on the 25th, please come to Dignity Health Sports Center.
That's gonna be fun.
Sports Park.
But no.
And I'm starting to finally see commercials for the XFL.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're good ones too.
Oh, somebody brought up a couple things. They said that the scrimmages were open to the public and the attendances were very low, but I don't think they publicized them that much.
Also, it's just in Houston.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean,
They're a bunch of cheaters.
Cheaters.
and I like that they're doing what's it called when they practice
Jazz
Joint
jazz
practices.
joint practices. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
It builds up
Bare fingers?
animosity.
Yeah.
They hate each other by the time the season starts.
Yeah, just
Because
like-
they're going
just
at
like-
it. Defenders and the Wildcats, they're going fucking
just like
at
Gabe.
it, dude.
Oh, yeah, they did. Just like Gabe hates me right now.
I do hate you with a passion. Until next week when the Chiefs beat the Titans, then we'll be cool again.
With the passion,
Bro, first of all, the Chiefs ain't in your team. Second of all,
I just want you to be miserable like me now. I want to be like Rico. He wanted us to be miserable like
I
his Raiders.
didn't want anybody to be miserable.
eat a dick, bro.
I don't want anybody to be miserable.
All right, peace.
And on that note,
At WildTalk_LA.
go across to Gelson's, row 7. You'll find something to eat.
What's over there? Row 7. Aisle 7. Vegan?
I got the horse dick.
Oh, man.
Damn.
It's getting late.
Eat a bowl of horse dick. Wow.
No, what's that? It's a delicacy in some places, like China.
I
I
don't
mean, like
know,
Rocky
man. I
Mountain
don't.
oysters?
Yo,
Oh, dude.
don't say that about
Oh,
you.
shoot. We didn't talk about XFL news. The Wildcats, they traded Rocket Ross.
Oh, yeah. That's what first.
They traded Rocket Ross. I'm so shocked.
Yep,
Wait.
literally, that's breaking news, as a matter of fact. What was breaking right when we started the show.
They traded Rocket Ross.
For what?
Well, supposedly, like, our offense is fucking kicking ass, too.
Oh, and another thing, we didn't talk about the rules, but that double forward pass, imagine
For a wide receiver, Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
This is this is what we were talking about when we first found out they're going to Houston for training
Dude.
camp. So this is kind of like one of those things that now they can scout each other.
Yeah.
You know what
Dude,
I mean?
what if you split Josh Johnson, split him like have him like be a running back, then you motion him to the split to the tight end,
Yeah.
and then have Perez throw to Josh throw, boom,
Oh, you could.
double forward pass.
But I was listening to I was reading that basically Josh Johnson's the guy now.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty much the guy. The team's following Josh Johnson. Like the team themselves kind of chose.
It's just a really weird trade. He was their first pick in the draft for the Wildcats as,
He's a
their first receiver.
He's an ex-Titan, so
Oh,
you know he's
okay.
good.
And then he was the MVP of that AAF league in the only season that it was
Wait,
available.
who's this Trey McBride then?
Nobody. But
Damn, chill.
Are they getting rid of all the strong personalities? I mean, they got rid of Oakman.
no, I mean, I don't know who he is. I'm just saying, like, he's not nobody. I'm just saying, like, I don't know who he is, whereas I do know who Rashad Ross is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're getting rid of
So-
all my favorite players.
They're both, but they're like, I heard that they're both similar. Like, they're both, like,
They're both tall.
they're both fast players.
Tall,
So it's
fast,
like,
yeah.
why are you trading for someone who's like the exact same?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something we don't know. Maybe it was a request because what's his name, Ross, played in for the Redskins,
Was McBride also played for the Titans?
and he's being traded to DC Defenders. Maybe he has something where he needs to go back home, and he's like, "Yo, I can't live in California. Like, I need to go back. My family's there. Can you trade me? We'll work something out. We'll try to make it work." And they got the best thing available for
Or I
him.
wonder also if some of the players, like the teams, are nervous. Like, hey, they could go back to the NFL, so they're just gonna give us a year and bounce.
And you know who the Wildcats were
Yeah.
joint practicing with?
The
DC Defenders.
This is so weird.
That's what. That's exactly what I said earlier.
Yeah,
Now they're
yeah.
gonna scout each other.
Yeah. Maybe he burned him.
And that literally was today's practice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they just traded him straight up right now. Like, yo, give me this guy for this guy.
Maybe we just have to get used to this of like, hey guys, it's like we're not gonna have like what you think where we sign a guy and he's gonna be with us long term. We're just gonna make moves, quick moves, like whatever we gotta do.
Yep.
We're like the roster's not set.
Or maybe let's keep it because Ross is a little bit older, right? I think he was.
I don't know.
Maybe he might have been a year older than this guy.
I mean, the thing is that he just
But
tweeted,
maybe he might not have had it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
dude. The thing is that he tweeted out.
Who did, Ross?
Yeah, he tweeted. Here, I'll read it out loud. He said, I really have nothing but respect for Coach Moss. He kept it real with me from the jump. Just want to say thanks for the real. That was 8 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then he tweeted, God has a plan.
Oh, once they start tweeting that shit out, they just haven't been playing good.
And then he tweeted, times like this, I wish I could pick up the phone and call my father with this, like a really sad face. So it leads me to believe that
Damn, I guess it wasn't amicable like I thought.
it wasn't amicable.
He probably lost a step.
Maybe it's part of their scheme.
True.
But if they're similar players, I don't know. Maybe McBride just has something that Ross doesn't. Like,
So what's up with
he
McBride?
hasn't been playing.
What's his
He hasn't played on any NFL squad, but he's been on practice squads.
Okay, so that's what I was reading. Anthony Johnson, who's the defensive end for the Wildcats,
Mhm.
who's the team captain, self-proclaimed team captain, he was saying that their offense is nasty and physical.
Oh,
So it leads me to believe that they're more of a running game like Titans. Because, again, they have Elijah Hood, who's huge. So maybe that's the identity they're taking on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like half Ravens, half Titans, because Josh Johnson's like an older compared to Lamar Jackson,
Oh, my God.
Well, so you said that basically it's Josh Johnson's the guy. So from a lot of things that I've read, I read that Rocket Ross really complimented Luis Perez. Maybe since they're pivoting to Johnson, they're trying to get pieces around him that complement him better in his style.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Maybe it's a better blocking wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bigger body out there. I don't know. Maybe he's just more consistent. In the NFL, it's usually something small like that determines like fringe players. But it's just weird that it's their top wide receiver that they made this decision with. Like if it was their third wide receiver and they traded him for a similar part, I'd be like, okay, like, you obviously need it, but it's their top wide receiver. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I had somebody on Twitter. How I found out was somebody tagged me on Twitter. I can't believe, like another fan that he couldn't believe was happening. He tagged us on Twitter, and I was like, "What?"
We just played the game.
Yeah, man. Rashad is for Trey McBride.
Crazy.
It's just a lot of there's 3 personalities that stood out in the preseason before these training camps and the mini camp happened. And I thought, going back to XFL, shout out for keeping it real and keeping it, all about football for them. I might not like the moves they made. First of all, it was cutting Jeremiah Spicer and cutting Sean Oakman.
Yeah, they literally cut everybody that we've been excited about.
Yeah, like two big stories, right?
I'm not excited about anybody anymore.
Two.
Stop cutting people.
Get it? You're bitter.
But the thing is, these were 2 big stories, but because of redemption stories, not because they killed it on the field necessarily, and they're coming back. And then Rocket Ross, a big personality. The reason we know about him is because of himself, his self-promotion, his T-shirts, him being out there showing his speed, how fast he is. And now that's gone too. Maybe it's just about football for them. Maybe they want their identity to be that pound, hard-nosed, tough, and then that just they didn't have room for that.
That could be. Because Cardale Jones is the quarterback for the Defenders, who's more popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ross was born and raised in California.
At WildTalk_LA.
Damn, he played with the Redskins for 3 years.
Yeah.
We'll make Brad pay for the Jets.
Damn, and the thing is, like everything I read and everything even Chalk Talk on NFL.com and or the NFL Channel Network, and also the blogs, even talking to fans on Twitter, everybody seems like the consensus was he was the favorite to be the best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, in the whole league.
He's
just
the
MVP
whole
of the
ass league.
AAF. There's no reason to believe he wasn't. That's why I'm like, but I don't know. Maybe they're going to run an offense that they can't use his skills, or they feel like he's going to be underutilized. Like if you got a fast, like on the Ravens, like if you put a top wide receiver on the Ravens, he's not going to do as well because he's going to have to block 75% of the time. So what do? You trade him. You get somebody who's going to run good routes, who's a bigger guy, and maybe that's just what this was, just a scheme thing.
We're gonna know in a couple of months whether Coach Moss made a good decision or not. Because if Rocky Ross balls with the Defenders and Trey doesn't do as well,
oh man,
that's gonna hurt.
Oh man, that's why. Yeah, that's what could happen. There's only 8 teams in the league, so
supposedly they're like the same type of dude.
Well, I mean, obviously they had a joint practice, right, in scrimmage.
Yeah.
Something must have happened.
Could have just been personalities, man.
Yeah.
That too.
That's what it's looking like.
At WildTalk_LA.
Yep. Dude, he was when you look at the fantasy, when you look at the fantasy stats, he was number 1 receiver on the
when we read it last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, man. But you know what? I have faith in the process. I have faith in Coach Moss.
Mm-hmm.
Really have faith, and I'm gonna shut my ass off and let them do their thing, and then go just cheer my ass off at the game.
Yeah, we'll judge in a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
And next week,
Go ahead. Next week
I'll have a game ready. We can play another game.
Oh. Yay! I like playing games.
You know what? I was gonna tell you, man. I don't want to keep rubbing salt on the wound, but if you would have had Ibrahim Moises, you guys probably would have won.
Oh my God, Moises.
Ibrahim Moises, yeah, maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe if you guys would have had Exquisitine Bubble Schwinslow or Isaiah T. Billings Klein.
You don't remember that game?
Yeah.
Maybe Fudge. Fudge would have helped you guys out. A lot.
Maybe. Oh my God. Donkey teeth.
Donkey teeth. Yeah, Donkey teeth would have definitely. He would have definitely took down He would definitely would have done would have put a hurt in.
Or Horatio Sands.
Oh yeah. He's definitely from Mandalorian.
On that note, guys, it's been another good week. We'll see you guys next week with some guests, and we'll finally do our MLS
Finally.
preview. Finally. Big trust.
Bye.
I'm about it.